tolerance to crime, and an increase in response times. Thank you.
I'm not ashamed of my education. You know, I've earned it. Guess what? I went to USL right now in high school, and I failed out miserably. I had a 1.8 my first semester and a 0.6 my second semester. but I knew what it takes. When law enforcement changes, I have an associate's degree in criminal justice. I have a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. I wasn't leaving to go be an attorney. It's law enforcement. A law degree makes sense. We encourage our officers to go get education. I did it while I was working, the hard way. 5 o'clock in the morning, I went to work. I finished up at 1 o'clock, studied from 2 to 5:30, would take classes from 6 to 9:30. Am I ashamed of my education? Absolutely not, because it gives you experiences. We both had opportunities on the job to get an education. There was a law enforcement assistance program. You know what? I participated in it. And more importantly, I graduated. Because I had the goals in mind. Education is important. We are the largest sheriff's office in the entire state of Louisiana, by far. We're in the top 20 organizations in the entire country. We're expected to be the leaders of law enforcement. There are the last 4 sheriffs have been attorneys. It's because we're the tax collector. We serve all the civil papers. Only 1/3 of what we do revolves around this badge. It's a lot bigger than that. And that is, you need that education in order to get through. Can you make it? Of course. We all have people. I'm not qualified to be the mechanic in my motor pool. Just because you work for the sheriff's office for 40 years doesn't give you the experience necessarily to be the sheriff. Thank you.
All right, one more question for me. All right, the report just came out about crime in Jefferson Parish, and it shows there is a decrease from last year. Listeners of my program don't trust the statistics. They feel like it is more dangerous in Jefferson Parish than it has been. What's the real situation as far as crime?
You know, we go what they call UCR reports, Uniform Crime Reports. And 1991 was our peak. We had over 31,000 UCR crimes. This past year, we had 11,700. Our crime is down. That's what we go with, statistics. There's a difference. Media. How many people are filming us right now? Showing us social media. The burglary that used to happen around your house, you never knew about. Now somebody caught it on camera, shared it to the Facebook page of the Civic Association, and everybody knows about it. Now guess what? That same media helps us solve the crimes. It helps us have a higher solve rate and put a person in jail. So crime rate is down. We're just so much more knowledgeable about it. You know, we have incidences all the time. People love to share. You know, doesn't necessarily mean because you share that it's an accurate story to begin with. But crime is absolutely down in Jefferson Parish, and by a lot, another 10% this year.
All right, John.
As a former commander of the Public Information Office, I'm here to tell you that social media does play an important role. But what matters most to me is the safety and well-being. We still have carjackings coming out of Lakeshore Shopping Center. We still have the pinch murders happening on Clifford Drive. We still have double and triple shootings on the West Bank. It's important that the men and women of the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office get out and hit the streets and do what they do best in a proactive response. We do have response times that are rather quickly. Certainly a lot of the 911 calls that we respond to, it's important that everybody understands. But safety is paramount. And no matter what we try to do, we use the media as a conduit to the general public on what we do in the Sheriff's Office. We use social media. But what matters most to me is crime, drugs, and guns on the streets of Jefferson Parish.
All right, now we'll get some questions from the audience. If you have a question, let me know. We're going to start with this lady right here.
Mr. Pinto, you mentioned that the Sheriff's Office has an continuing education program. I take it that you took benefit from that? You went to college?
I mean, when we go to college, I mean, they had a law enforcement assistance program where you get discounts in tuition. So, you know, I had still to pay for my tuition, but we get discounts through Loyola. It wasn't necessarily through the sheriff's
How much of the
office.
discount is it?
I mean, it wasn't, trust me, I mean, I paid for all my tuition, whatever it was, and then now there was no discount tuition for law school, like I promised you. I got $100,000 in student loans, and I'm still paying.
Well, the reason I'm confused is because in your commercials, you mentioned mentioned that you worked your way through Loyola and you worked your way through law school. So if the sheriff's office subsidized you going to college, then I think that's.
No. Sheriff's office never subsidized me. I can promise you that.
Did you want to respond to that?
Yeah, just
Real quick, we're down 30-second responses.
I think it's very important that the men and women of the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office be afforded an opportunity to have their education be paramount. And what we can do to try to assist them and encourage them to go back to school, maybe some in-service training and things like that, that's very important. I think we need to address that issue, and I certainly will do that as Sheriff of Jefferson Parish.
Okay, well, we'll ask one question. No follow-up questions. This is a presidential news conference.
Good afternoon, Mr. Morganato. I have a major question about Mr. Steven Seagal. I don't know what happened with that issue. I heard many things in the paper. I'd like an answer on it, please.
Steven Seagal came and went. He needed to stay back in California where he belongs.
Do you believe there is a such thing as sensible gun control that does not by default violate the Second Amendment? And if so, what sensible gun control are you comfortable with?
All right, 30 seconds. We'll start with you, Kevin.
Now, I've never been afraid of a person with a gun. I mean, the reality of it is you're afraid of bad people. I mean, I stand next to people with guns all day long. I was in the legislature. I had to deal with all kind of, issues that came across. I've handled, legislation for this group in the past. I mean, a person with a gun doesn't bother me. It's the wrong person that has it. Is there gun control? The truth of it is we all have the right to own a gun. It's how we utilize it, which controls the right to go for the future. So that doesn't really bother me. I think everybody has the fundamental right to possess a firearm. Don't ruin it. Don't ruin that right and get to keep it. I'm going to agree with that. So.
Thank you, Jonathan.
I certainly wouldn't want to infringe on the right of all of us and the constitutional right to keep and bear arms. I think as far as the open carry concerns are, that if you want to carry a gun and you meet the qualifications and you have the training, once again, weapons don't concern me as far as being in the hands of good law-abiding citizens. I personally have lots of guns. That's probably one of the very few things that I do collect on my own. But I think everyone in this room, if anyone has a concealed carry permit, or everyone wants to open carry, you have every right in the world to do so.
All right, thank you. We'll do a few more. Sir?
My question is, do you agree with my contention that there are too many lawyers in politics and they're screwing up America? Lawyers are totally screwing up politics in America. They're screwing up politics.
All right, real quick response from our lawyer.
I mean, it depends on what you do, right? When I was in the legislature, about 25% of the people were attorneys. That gave me an advantage to be able to look at laws and be able to study them and know exactly what they were. Did I have an advantage over a farmer? The answer is yes, when you're looking at the law. In fact, I used to have Sam Little from Bashford, Louisiana, and we literally say, Joe, it's one of them damn lawyer bills, what do I do? Yes or no. We read the law. That's our job, is to read the law. The reality of it is I'm not ashamed of that, especially the law that I practice. Well, I defended policemen on the street. That's what I defend. I defend policemen on the street. So that's not something that I'm ashamed of. I go to work every day and try to do what I can.
Do you want to comment on that?
Well, certainly I'm not a lawyer, but to answer your question, I'm a cop. I think it's important that when you call 911, that the police officer comes to your door. The lawyers will come later on, depending on the outcome of when the call is. But hey, some people want to be lawyers, and others want to be cops. I want to be top of Jefferson Parish, not top political boss.
Okay, now?
Hi, this is for either one of y'all. Is MS-13 in Jefferson Parish?
MS-13. John, you want to start?
We don't really have a lot of gang issues here in Jefferson Parish. It's certainly things that our criminal intelligence center addresses daily. It's the things that we work with our intelligence community, but we don't have an issue with gang violence per se in Jefferson Parish. We do have issues with guns, we do have issues with drugs, and we do have issues with crime.
And I agree. in the 90s, you had territorial wars because that's where the drug trade was. You know, if you wanted to buy drugs, you had to go down certain streets in order to buy narcotics. Now, that's really changed. Why? Real easy. Cell phones. If you're a user and you need to buy drugs, you pick up the phone, you call your dealer, and they meet you at McDonald's. You know, they're not fighting over the territory. So the gang violence has really dropped, and that's why you see a lot less murders, you see a lot less retaliatory crimes. So it's not something that we have these particular gangs that are going to commit a bunch of crimes. That's not necessarily the case.
Jeff, we're going to have just one more question and then closing statements, then we're doing the wrap. Sit tight.
All right, sir.
Yes, my question is to both of you. There's been a rash of defensive shootings lately. There's been a rash of defensive shootings lately.
Defensive shootings.
And what I want to know, and I want to get it, because this is the Home Defense Foundation. If we're involved in a defensive shooting situation, will you have our backs instead of being a politician?
All right, sir, Joe.
Well, I changed the law actually in the legislature because of this group. I expanded the right to defend yourself, to make sure you didn't have to be in your vehicle or you didn't have to be in your home in order to shoot. I'm the one that passed that law. I'm the one that y'all came to and asked me to do so. I absolutely have your back. But like any type of shooting, it's based off of the reasonableness of the situation. The last two that we've had, to be honest with you, they weren't reasonable. They weren't. You know, I'm happy to defend your right. The gasser, and then we end up having the nurse that ended up shooting the person, you know, that thought somebody was videotaping his house. That wasn't the fact. You know, you can't rely off of bad information and go take actions and then expect that not to have consequences, right? When the actions are reasonable, we're absolutely going to have you back. Because guess what? We have to have reasonableness in order to be involved with shootings. So that's not an issue.
John.
I would agree to somewhat the same thing that you just mentioned. The simple fact that when Ronald Gasser shot Joe McKnight, I was on the scene that day. And looking at the circumstances, we had after conference meetings and talked about the things that we were looking at. And we knew for a fact at that point in time that the different charge could have been anywhere from manslaughter to second degree. We discussed it with the district attorney's office, thought it was the best that we can go in that direction. Certainly, if you feel at any point in time that your life is in imminent danger and that you have no way of escaping, that certainly as law enforcement officials that we know that we have to understand the actions that took place. But again, the recent two shootings that we had, they were not justified in any regard. And working with the DA's office is very important on that line.
Okay, for our closing statements, we'll go in reverse order, and Joe Pinto, we'll start with you.
How long?
A minute.
Look, ladies and gentlemen, what I've had years ago when I have today is qualifications. You know, that's what I've done my entire life. I've worked hard. Nobody's given me anything. I started off as a policeman on the street. I actually worked on the street longer than Mr. Fortunato. Now, he's a great employee. I'm not here to talk bad about him. The difference is the sheriff's office is a big organization. It's a big organization. You have the ability to look at me over the last 6 months and going forward. The future of law enforcement is not in the 80s and the 70s. It's not. We've got to change. They're under as much pressure as we have ever been under. Law enforcement, we understand that we have to fight in court, we have to fight in the street, but you know what we have to fight with? Our minds. It's not the muscle. We've got to fight with our minds every day. And it's about making sure that they have the education so they can compete, whether it's with the attorneys that they have to deal with as defense attorneys, whether it's have to deal with the prosecutors when they're actually getting charged with something, but more importantly, with the public that they got to deal with on an everyday basis. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
I beg to differ, just like I beg to differ when the coffee shop came up. But if I look at the impact prior to me leaving in September of 2017, I did see that I did spend a little more time in the Control Division. I did spend a lot more time in the Investigations Bureau. So contrary to what my opponent would have you believe, that the time that I've spent in the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office has been an incredible journey throughout my entire life. I've enjoyed every step of the way working with the men and women who do their very best at putting their lives on the line. The same men and women that walk out their doors and kiss their loved ones, never knowing if they'll ever return back again. We've had instances like that. I think it's important that we move this department into the next century and know that police officers have to be a lot smarter and use their brains, that the technology that we have, by having technology and equipment and utilizing it with our personnel and marrying that together, we certainly know that we can continue to keep Jefferson Parish safe. And like I've said from day one, in this particular election, this is not a coronation. It is an election, and it's up to the people of Jefferson Parish to decide who they want to have as their next sheriff. So thank you very much.